October 18, 2025, 02:47 a.m., Point Lisa's Industrial Estate, Trinidad and Tobago, largest petrochemical complex in Caribbean, natural gas processing, methanol production, ammonia manufacturing, iron reduction, annual revenue $2.1 billion, employs 12,000 workers, critical infrastructure, but also strategic vulnerability because 67% of U.S. natural gas imports from Caribbean Basin transit through here. Liquefied natural gas tankers, LNG carriers, massive vessels, 900 feet long, carrying supercooled gas at minus 260 Fahrenheit. One ship contains enough energy to power small city for week. 15 tankers currently docked or anchored. Collective value, $4.7 billion. Cargo value, incalculable. And right now, 15 fast boats approaching from south, Venezuelan military speedboats, plus cartel narco boats, 40 vessels total, carrying 400 commandos, Venezuelan special forces, Colombian cartel sicarios, coordinated attack, unprecedented cooperation, shared objective, destroy American energy security, cripple Caribbean economy, send message that American interests are vulnerable everywhere. This is terrorism. This is act of war. This is catastrophe waiting to happen. Welcome to Navy Force, where energy infrastructure becomes battlefield and 156 miles determine if destroyer arrives in time to prevent economic disaster. Trinidad Coast Guard has 12 patrol boats, small vessels, 110 feet long, 40 millimeters guns, 12.7 millimeter machine guns, adequate for drug interdiction, inadequate for military assault. But they're all Trinidad has, no Navy, no Air Force, just Coast Guard and police and courage. Because when radar shows 40 boats approaching at 35 knots, security forces don't run, don't hide, don't surrender. They respond. All 12 patrol boats scramble, position themselves between attackers and terminal, prepare to fight, outgunned, outnumbered, outmatched, but defending home, defending livelihood, defending nation. That's force multiplier, that's advantage. No amount of firepower can overcome, not easily, not quickly, not without cost. Venezuelan commandos about to learn this lesson, about to pay tuition in blood. At 02:54 a.m. first contact, Trinidad patrol boat, TTS Nelson encounters lead Venezuelan speedboat, 2.3 miles from terminal. Nelson challenges on radio. Unknown vessels, identify yourselves and state intentions. No response. Venezuelan boat accelerates, 42 knots. Crew manning heavy machine gun, 12.7 meters DSHK, Russian design, effective against small boats, against aircraft, against people, opens fire at 800 meters, tracers arc across dark water, impacts Nelson's hull, penetrates, kills helmsman instantly, wounds 2 crew, but Nelson's gunner returns fire, 40mm automatic cannon, Bofors design, Swedish excellence, proven reliability. First burst hits Venezuelan boat's engine. Explosion. Boat stops dead. Second burst hits fuel tank. Fireball. Boat disintegrates. 6 Venezuelan commandos dead. First blood drawn. Trinidad wins round 1. But 39 boats remain, and they're spreading out. Flanking, surrounding, overwhelming through numbers. Classic swarm tactics. Same as Houthis use. Same as Iranian Revolutionary Guard uses. Same as any asymmetric force uses against superior technology. Sometimes works, sometimes fails. Depends on defender's resolve. Trinidad about to demonstrate resolve. Question for viewers. 40 attack boats versus 12 patrol boats. How do defenders win? A. Concentrate force. B. Defend in depth. C. Call for help. Comment your tactical assessment. Navy Force believes courage matters, but firepower matters more, and American destroyer has both. Second Trinidad patrol boat, TTS Corlin, engages 3 Venezuelan boats simultaneously. Impossible odds, but crew fights anyway. 40mm cannon fires, hits 1 boat, kills engine, boat drifts. Machine gun engages second boat. Tracer fire, hits fuel drums, explosion, boat burns. Third boat closes, launches RPG, rocket-propelled grenade, Soviet design, simple, effective, deadly. RPG impacts Corland's bridge. Warhead detonates. Bridge destroyed, captain killed, 4 crew wounded, but boat still operational. Damage control team responds, takes manual steering control, continues fighting. Engine room pushes maximum speed. Ramming course toward third Venezuelan boat. Suicide tactic, maybe. Desperation, definitely. Effective, absolutely. Courland impacts Venezuelan boat at 28 knots. Fiberglass hull shatters. Boat sinks in 40 seconds. 8 commandos in water, drowning. Courland crew doesn't stop, continues toward next target. That's warrior mentality. That's fighting spirit. That's why Trinidad holds. Why attack stalls. Why 40 minutes pass before Venezuelan commandos reach terminal. But numbers tell. 12 patrol boats can't stop 40 attack boats. Mathematics defeats courage eventually. Venezuelan commandos land at Point Lisas. 03:18 a.m., approximately 320 commandos ashore, 80 killed or captured during approach. Trinidad Coast Guard inflicted heavy casualties, sank 14 boats, damaged 8 more, destroyed or disabled 55% of attack force. Phenomenal defensive success, but insufficient. 320 commandos still operational, still armed, still dangerous. They spread through facility. Plant explosives on LNG tanks, plant explosives on pipelines, plant explosives on loading docks, professional demolition work, Venezuelan special forces training evident, not random terrorism, calculated infrastructure attack, maximum economic damage, minimum civilian casualties. That's military operation, that's state-sponsored sabotage, that's proof Venezuelan government involvement, evidence preserved. Satellite imagery recording everything, drones overhead documenting, intelligence gathering even during combat. That's American capability. That's prosecutorial preparation. That's how accountability happens. On Navy force, we understand modern warfare is documented warfare. Every action recorded, every crime evidenced, every attack becomes proof for future justice. Subscribe to Navy force if you believe war criminals must face consequences, and evidence collection begins during battle, not after. Trinidad police arrive, 140 officers, armed with pistols, rifles, shotguns, police equipment, not military equipment, but better than nothing. They engage commandos, firefight erupts, close quarters, urban combat, building to building, room to room. Police training focuses on law enforcement, criminal apprehension, not military combat, but officers adapt. Use cover, use concealment, use tactics learned from action movies maybe, works surprisingly well. Commandos expected easy target, expected no resistance, expected quick victory. Wrong on all counts, police fight hard, kill 23 commandos, wound 34 more, take casualties too. 17 officers killed, 29 wounded. But hold positions, prevent commandos from completing demolitions, prevent catastrophic damage. Every minute of resistance is minute closer to American help arriving, because America is coming. USS Winston Churchill steaming at flank speed, 156 miles away, 32 knots. ETA 4 hours, 52 minutes. Can Trinidad hold that long? Unknown, uncertain, but trying, fighting, surviving. At 03:41 a.m., explosions begin. Commandos detonate charges. 6 LNG storage tanks rupture. Not catastrophic, not full destruction, but significant damage. Gas vents, catches fire, burns, massive flames visible for miles, black smoke rising, environmental disaster. Economic loss estimated $340 million. Insurance companies will pay eventually. But damage immediate, visible, psychological. That's terrorism goal. Create fear, create chaos, create impression of vulnerability, make people question security, question government, question alliances. That's strategic effect of tactical operation. That's why small attack matters. Not because physical damage, because psychological damage, because political damage, because strategic damage. America must respond, must demonstrate protection, must restore confidence, must prove alliances matter. That's why Churchill matters. That's why Navy matters. That's why response must be overwhelming. Churchill receives updated intelligence, 320 commandos ashore, tanks burning, police engaged, Coast Guard boats damaged, request immediate assistance. Captain doesn't wait for authorization, doesn't wait for orders, doesn't wait for diplomatic clearance, acts. Because delay costs lives, because hesitation enables enemies, because warfare requires decision, launches 2 MH-60R helicopters, Seahawk Romeo anti-surface warfare configuration, Hellfire missiles, rockets, machine guns. Flight time to Trinidad, 34 minutes, can engage boats, can engage commandos, can provide close air support. That's game changer. That's force multiplier. That's American power projection arriving ahead of ship, giving Trinidad hope, giving commandos fear, giving battle new dynamic. Meanwhile, cartel element behaves differently. Colombian sicarios not planting explosives, stealing, looting, taking advantage of chaos, seizing drugs stored in warehouses, seizing cash, seizing valuables. That's their interest. Not ideology, not politics, not strategy, just profit, greed, opportunity. They load stolen goods onto boats, prepare to depart. Venezuelan commandos notice, angry. This is military operation, not criminal enterprise. Shouting match ensues, then gunfire. Venezuelans shooting Colombians, Colombians shooting back, enemy killing enemy. Trinidad police watch in amazement, then exploit. Attack both groups while they fight each other, kill 11 Venezuelans, kill 8 Colombians, capture 19 combined, including cartel leader Miguel Ángel Cordero, Los Rastrojos second in command, high-value target, intelligence gold mine, worth capturing alive, worth protecting, worth transporting to U.S. custody. That's secondary objective achieved. Primary objective, still preventing catastrophic damage, still saving infrastructure, still stopping attack. But capturing cartel leader is bonus, significant bonus. At 04:15 a.m., MH-60R helicopters arrive. Pilots see burning tanks, see firefights, see chaos, prioritize targets. Venezuelan boats attempting to evacuate are priority 1. Can't let them escape, can't let them claim success. Must destroy, must send message. Lead helicopter engages 6 boats heading south. Launches Hellfire missiles. AGM-114, laser-guided, fire and forget. First missile impacts lead boat. Explosion. Boat disintegrates. Second missile hits second boat. Same result. Third missile malfunctions, veers off course, splashes harmlessly. That's 95% reliability, acceptable failure rate. Fourth missile destroys third boat. 3 boats remaining accelerate. 44 knots, maximum speed, desperate escape, but helicopters faster, much faster. Rockets engage, Hydra 70, 2.75-inch diameter, high explosive warheads, ripple fire 10 rockets, walking pattern across water, hits 4th boat, hits 5th boat, both explode, 1 boat escapes, gets away. 39 boats deployed, 33 destroyed, 5 captured, 1 escaped, 97.5% destruction rate, acceptable, nearly perfect, overwhelming victory for defenders. Second helicopter engages commandos on ground. Door gunner uses M240, 7.62 machine gun, suppressive fire, not precision, just volume. Commandos take cover, halt, advance, hunker down. That's mission success. Don't need to kill all enemies, just stop them. Prevent mission completion. Buy time for Churchill to arrive. Buy time for Trinidad police to reorganize. Buy time for reinforcements. Every minute helicopter overhead is minute commandos aren't advancing, aren't demolishing, aren't achieving objectives. That's close air support value. That's why attack aviation matters. That's why Navy helicopters deploy with destroyers. At 05:23 a.m., situation stabilizes. Venezuelan commandos recognize mission failed. Tanks burned, but facility operational. Most LNG tankers undamaged. Police contained attack. Helicopters destroyed evacuation boats. No escape possible. No success achievable. Only options are surrender or die fighting. Smart commanders choose surrender. Proud commanders choose death. Venezuelan commander is smart. Orders cease fire, orders surrender. Not all commandos comply. Some fanatics, some true believers, some too proud, they fight on. Trinidad police and helicopter gunfire kill 'em. 23 commandos dead in final shootout. 127 commandos surrender. Total Venezuelan casualties, 89 killed, 34 wounded, 127 captured. Cartel casualties, 37 killed, 19 captured. Combined attacker losses, 126 killed, 53 wounded, 146 captured. Total, 325 casualties of 400 attackers. 81% casualty rate. Catastrophic defeat, overwhelming defensive victory. Trinidad held, facility saved, cartel leader captured, mission success. USS Churchill arrives 07:31 a.m., 4 hours after attack began. Too late for initial defense, perfect timing for retaliation. Captain receives authorization for strike. Venezuelan naval base Puerto Cabello, 347 miles west. Coordinates confirmed. Tomahawk cruise missiles programmed. 12 missiles allocated, 4 per target. Redundancy ensures destruction. Venezuelan patrol boats docked there. Repair facilities, command buildings, ammunition storage, all legitimate military targets, all supporting terrorism, all requiring destruction. Launch sequence initiated. Vertical cells open. Tomahawks rise on gas ejection. Motors ignite. Missiles accelerate. Turn west, descend to sea-skimming altitude. GPS guides them. Terrain-following radar avoids obstacles. Stealth profile reduces detection. Flight time 37 minutes at Mach 0.75. Venezuela has no warning, has no defense, has no chance. What did Navy force learn from this engagement? First, hybrid attacks combine state actors and criminals. Venezuela provided military. Cartels provided motivation and personnel, combination more dangerous than either alone. Second, small forces with courage can resist large forces. Trinidad Coast Guard and police held 40 minutes against 400 attackers, inflicted 81% casualties. Phenomenal performance. Third, rapid response matters. Churchill, 156 miles away, but helicopters arrived in 34 minutes. Changed battle, enabled victory. Fourth, infrastructure protection requires layered defense. Coast Guard, police, helicopters, destroyer. Each layer reinforced others, prevented catastrophe. Fifth, retaliation deters future attacks. Venezuelan naval base destroyed 12 Tomahawks, 3 targets, complete destruction. Message sent, attack American interests face consequences. Final lesson. American power protects global economy. Trinidad critical to U.S. energy security. Attack threatened American interests. America responded overwhelmingly, decisively, permanently. That's alliance value. That's partnership meaning. That's why nations align with America, because protection is real, because response is guaranteed, because commitment is solid. Quiz answer from earlier, 40 boats versus 12. How do defenders win? Answer is C, call for help. Concentration would be overrun. Defense in depth spreads force too thin. Calling American destroyer brings overwhelming firepower, changes calculus, enables survival. That's correct answer. That's what Trinidad did. That's why they won. Here's truth mainstream media won't explain. Venezuela and cartels cooperate regularly. Shared enemies, shared goals, shared methods. Venezuela provides military capability. Cartels provide criminal networks. Together they attack American interests, disrupt economies, create instability. That's modern warfare. That's hybrid threat. That's why military response is necessary, why law enforcement insufficient, why Navy matters. Peace belongs to those who protect infrastructure, to Venezuela, to cartels, to anyone attacking energy facilities. American destroyers will respond, American Tomahawks will strike, American justice will punish. That's not threat, that's promise. That's reality proven today. Puerto Cabello Naval Base destroyed, 89 commandos killed, 127 captured, cartel leader arrested, your attack failed, your base destroyed, Your people dead or imprisoned, that's consequence. That's price of attacking America. That's deterrence working. Subscribe to Navy Force if you believe energy security is national security. Like this video if you support USS Winston Churchill crew. Comment below, should U.S. have struck Venezuelan targets preemptively? Is Trinidad capable of independent defense? What would you do as Churchill captain 156 miles away? Your perspective matters. Your engagement builds awareness. Your comments educate thousands about threats to energy infrastructure most don't understand. Next attack already planned, next cooperation already forming, next target already selected. But America watching, America ready, America capable, destroyers patrol, helicopters fly, Tomahawks launch, enemies attack, America destroys them. Pattern repeats, victory consistent, because American capability unmatched, American commitment unshakable, American response overwhelming. That's reality. That's history. That's future. Depend on it. Count on it. Trust it. Because Navy Force shows you truth, shows you capability, shows you why America wins, always has, always will. Stay informed, stay engaged, stay with us.